PetVivo is an emerging biomedical device company focused on the licensing and commercialization of innovative medical devices for pets. And with me is the CEO, John Lai. Welcome, John. Good to see you this morning.
Thank you, Jane. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, big accomplishment for PetVivo. You have achieved a major milestone with your NASDAQ uplisting and the closing of significant financing. So, congratulations on that. And kind of tell me a little bit about how does that position the company then going forward?
Thank you. Well, it allows us to really aggressively push the marketing of Kush, our product for treating osteoarthritis, as well as bring in additional salespeople. I think our forecast is we're looking to bring in 9 additional salespeople over the next 12 months. So it also positions us from a standpoint of really beefing up the production staff that will allow us to get to 500,000 units a year, which is significant.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure this is a growing area. Now, you deal specifically with osteoarthritis. So, and you're going to be treating canine, equine, horses. I mean, tell me a little bit about osteoarthritis. Like, how big of an issue is it with animals?
Sure. In the United States, osteoarthritis, there's about, I would say about 4.8 billion market for treating OA. But on top of that, it's been growing at 7% a year. And with COVID, it's actually enhanced that number because our dogs, believe it or not, just like people, gain weight. And when you gain weight, you have more arthritis issues. So we got a lot of drivers behind us, as well as the humanization of the pets. So consumers are willing to spend significant amount of capital to improve the quality of life. So basically, you know, the numbers really drive itself through. The typical person that was willing to spend treatment for a dog in 2012 was about $1,700 before they refused treatment. Okay. In 2020, it's $10,700. So you see the significant revenue. Okay. Yeah, the humanization of the pet family has really come in. And a lot of that's demographic drivers. You know, you look at less and less people are getting married, less and less people are having children. Hence, they're willing to spend whatever it takes. Plus, on top of that, you know, it's recession-proof. The sector is very recession-proof.
That's true. And I take a walk a lot, especially in the summer in New York, and there are pets everywhere. So all kinds of dogs, sizes, big, little, you know. So now you have some stories about how you have helped pet parents. Can you share a couple of those?
Sure. Not only do we treat osteoarthritis, but we treat other joint afflictions. So we had one dog at 9 months old. The owner got diagnosed, the dog that had congenital birth defect. So its hip could not be used on the rear left side. So the left leg was extremely small relative to the right leg. The right leg got really big because it was overuse. We did the injection, and it took about 3 weeks before the owner noticed improvement. And the owner, after about 6-7 weeks, said the dog was running pretty normal. And on that single injection, it lasted 7 years, which amazed us because, you know, the product should last at least a year, and we're seeing beyond that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and say if I have a pet and I notice that they have they're walking slow, slowing down, something like that, what would be a good place to start? Can I just go to a vet or go on the line, or what should I do?
Well, you generally go to your vet, and then they do an x-ray. And a lot of them can tell just by the movement of the dog, gaiting-wise. So then at that point, you know, we're in the process of educating a lot of vets at the major trade conferences and so on about our product. It doesn't require any specialized training to do the injection. It's called an intraarticular injection. And you can actually, believe it or not, go on YouTube and punch an intraarticular injection. They'll show you every injection of every joint for a dog. Okay. I was amazed to find that. I go, wow, this is pretty, it's not simple stuff. Your average person should not be trying it. You know, let the professionals do the injection. And after the injection, generally within 48 hours, you notice a tangible improvement in mobility of the animal. And it actually improves over a period of time because the particles that are injected actually starts to form a scaffolding. And so that actually enhances the cushion that's allowed between the joints, because osteoarthritis is basically bone-on-bone contact. So this augments the existing cartilage, so it tends to provide support for the existing cartilage so it doesn't get damaged. And then as it starts to solidify, I would say, it acts very much like a massive amount of wet sponges between the joint. And every time there's impact, it actually moves the particles, which ends up lubricating the joint. And that's what your cartilage generally is. There's synovial fluid in there. And then when there's impact, the fluids move. So it functions just the same.
Interesting. Now, right now it's for dogs and horses, right? Could it be applied to other animals?
Yes, we'll be probably launching a feline product within 12 months. And then after that, we'll probably be looking back, going into the human markets or other species. I mean, we have had a white Siberian tiger injected at the Seattle Zoo. We have had billy goats injected in the San Diego Zoo. And I talked to one of the vets and he asked, can he inject a bear in Florida? And I said, well, I don't see why not. We seem to have injected every animal that I know of.
Give it a shot, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess the possibilities are endless. So where do you, I mean, you've had quite a year already. Where do you see PetVivo in 5 years, for example?
Well, I believe we'll capture market share within the OA space. And then as we expand into other product lines, we'll get traction. And so we'll build a reputation of bringing disruptive products to the marketplace, because this is truly a unique way of addressing the problem of osteoarthritis. We're the only one that I know that actually looks at what's causing it and try to help improve that situation of the bone-on-bone contact. All of our competitors have focused on creating a better NSAID because that's a gold standard of care today. But the problem that exists with NSAIDs is prolonged use will cause GI tract bleeding, liver, kidney issues, also requires compliance of the consumer at least once or twice a day of giving that pill. Okay. So we have distinct advantages over all the current therapies from that standpoint.
Okay, interesting. Well, congratulations again. Best of luck, John, with PetVivo. I look forward to getting more updates.
Well, thank you, Jane. It's been a pleasure.